The answer to your question is run the numbers. I don't care what the question is. If you're talking about real estate investing, chances are the answer to your question is run the freaking numbers. I can't tell you how often I hear people asking questions like, should I keep my current property or sell it? Should I buy local or should I buy out of state? Would this property make for a good investment? Should I refi my property or get a HELOC, pull out a HELOC on it? Should I refi my property or sell it? Should I rent my current house that I'm living in and buy a new one, or should I sell it? The answer to all of those questions is run the numbers. Like every now and then I'll hear someone ask one of those questions and they have already run the numbers, and then it's just kind of a consideration of other things. Like, for instance, would this make it for a good investment property? Well, there is more to it than just what the numbers show, but the numbers are the first step. So yeah, there can be some conversations after that, but 95% of the time when someone asks us questions, they've not run the numbers. Run the numbers. Like, when you run the numbers, it takes so much of the mystery and the abstract out of your freaking question. Run the numbers. Because when you have the numbers spelled out in front of you, let's say that you're in some situation, let's say you could stay living in your current house, you could rent that house out and rent somewhere else, you could rent that house out and buy somewhere else for you to live in. Let's say that's 3 different scenarios. Well, run the numbers of all 3 of those scenarios and have them listed in front of you. It's going to paint a picture and it's going to make it more clear, at least somewhere to start thinking about. Because quite often when you run the numbers, it's like, oh, well, that'd be a terrible decision. Run the numbers. Again, if is a property going to make for a good investment? I don't know. What are the numbers? A recent one I saw was, should I refi or get a HELOC? Well, what's the interest rate on both? What are the terms of both? Run the numbers. So if you do a cash out refi in a property, what's your new payment going to be versus what it is that you're using that money to buy? If you get a HELOC, what's the HELOC payment going to be versus what it is you're going to buy? Spell it out, because the answer quite often is in the daggum numbers.